How to find better ideas for my system. This is a really interesting question. Okay, so your ideas aren't just born out of thin air. They come from somewhere, right? Before you think, oh, I wonder if this will work. Or I wonder with that, I wonder if this other thing will work. It comes from somewhere. And there's somewhere, this place that ideas come from, it comes from existing information. There is some kind of context where where this idea was born from. So it comes from information. Now, this information, it can come from there are two different places where this information can come from. This information can be public, or this information can be private. Okay, public information. Is there any edge between is there any difference in edge between newly listed coins and freshly delisted coins? So that's a question that can maybe lead to an idea, and maybe that idea leads to an edge. But the point is that this data, or like the premise of this idea, where this like the information that this idea is based on, is public data, because anyone can go and access all of the coins which were recently listed or recently delisted. So this is public data. The other one is private data. So this one can look something like, if I was to purchase all of the satellite images of the oil tankers in all different parts of the world, and then I look at the images to check how full or how empty the oil containers are, and then based on the available supply of oil, I use that, like based on the images, the satellite images that I bought, will I be able to determine or predict price inefficiencies in oil for a trading system? Or another wild one that I've heard is, I remember I heard some firm bought security camera footage of car parks in super malls, and then through looking at the images of the car parks based on how full or how empty the car park was, they used that to help in their models to help determine how big or how small company earnings were. And these companies would obviously have their stores in these super malls, right? So we've got public information and we've got private information. To find edge within public information, it is, okay, so it's easy to access. It's easy information to access, but it's harder. I won't say easy. I'll say easier. There we go. It's easier to access public information, but it's harder to find an edge, right? Because you're competing with everyone else who also has the same information, right? The private information is harder to access, but it's easier to find edge. It's easier to find edge because there are fewer entities who have this information and who can take advantage of it. So if you want to find better ideas for your system, there's basically two branches of thinking that you can go here. The first one is, how can I exert more brute force of going through a higher quantity of public data than the average investor? Because if we all have access to the same information, like everyone can look at listings and delistings, everyone can look at funding rates, everyone can look at open interest. It's there, it's available, but to actually go and like scrape it all, compile it and put it into some kind of database and then to review it, this takes time, it takes effort, it takes energy, it takes resources, right? Like the resource that you are spending in order to try to find an edge in public data, it's most likely going to be time. So you are spending your units of time to find some kind of good idea within public data. And the edge within public data, with review, like finding an edge in public data, is you have to go through like you have to test 100 times more ideas than the average person, and then that's your advantage. You simply can test more right? That's how I would approach public data. Now, with private data, if you want to get better ideas for private data, you're not using your units of time. You need to use your units of money. So this is you buying data, right? This is you buying data. This is you going to TradingView and you, I don't know, saying something like, yeah, can you give me a list of every single person who trades through a broker on TradingView, and can you just give me all of their account statements? And that way I can go and isolate all of the profitable traders who trade through TradingView, and I can just simply copy their trades, right? Like that's, and then I would say, yeah, please, Mr. CEO of TradingView, can you give me this data, and I will pay you 20 shekels for you to give me the list of all of the trades that your profitable traders are using, right? Or I could go to Mr. CZ and be like, hello, Mr. CZ, would you be able to kindly, just very so kindly, just share with me the stop loss data, like where are the stop losses of all your customers, like where are they at? And like whenever a new one pops up, can you just like have an automatic data feed so that I know when someone enters a position, or a retail trader enters a new position, and where their stop loss is? Kindly, can I please buy this data? I'll give you 17 shekels for this one. The point is, okay, I'll sum up this question because I can tell that I'm rambling. If you want public data, if you want better ideas from public data, you have to do more, so quantity, okay? And then that will find you your better data or better ideas. And if you want your better ideas to come from private data, you're just gonna have to spend more. So you're gonna have to buy data from somewhere. Okay, I hope that answers the question. Oh, and I forgot to add that alternatively from buying this data, you don't just have to use your units of money. You can also use, now this is going to be a weird one, but bear with me, your units of status. Your units of status. So this is your reputation or your networking / social skills. Because hypothetically, if you were in a group chat with 20 traders who were like really, really high level traders, and they were to share some ideas with you, then you don't even, like, you're not even the one coming up with the ideas. They just happen to fall into, like, they just happen to appear in the group chat. And you're like, oh, cool. Thanks for the idea. And I say this because I would say that like 80% of my ideas aren't even mine. They have come from other people because I was willing to drop my ego and permanently maintain a beginner mindset that I can learn from everyone. I can get ideas from everyone, that I can have a conversation with like 100 people. And out of those 100 conversations, I'm probably going to get like one or two really good insights. And that's just basically been like my approach to development, that like I can't do this alone. Like I really can't. I can't do this alone. Like so much of my learning has come from other people, and it still does, like even to this day. Like even the format of this entire video and everything to do with like this YouTube channel, I didn't create this. Like I didn't make this up. This is like me seeing other successful people have a specific format that is working, and I'm like, cool, well, I mean, if it's working for them, then I can't see why it wouldn't work for me, right? And then like 20% of my ideas, they come from my own intuition, my own observation, my own creativity. So yeah, public information, easy to access, harder to find. Easier to access because you don't have to use your time, money, energy, or resources. For private information, you have to use your time, you have to use your money, or you have to use your network / your status / reputation to get. But okay, sweet. Now I think that I answered that question.